Hey YouTube, JM Sports 100 back here with you. Finally, I'm getting around to finishing my previews. But if you remember, the last game that we did was my lock for the for this weekend. The Miami Dolphins Buffalo Bills was the last game that we did. In a lock, like I said, pretty much guarantees that I'm pretty much making a guarantee that Miami is going to beat Buffalo. And I saw something yesterday that I thought I should mention, and I forgot to mention it when we were discussing the game. Pat White. I don't know if you guys remember Pat White or not. Pat White was drafted. He was quarterback for Wake Forest. He was drafted by the Dolphins, brought in to play a big part in the Wildcat. Well, he kind of gave up the football aspirations and got signed to a minor league baseball deal by the Kansas City Royals. So I thought that was kind of interesting and a note to make. The next game we are up to is the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals. So looking at that game, of course, the big stuff coming out of that game. Well, there's a couple big things coming out of that game. First of all, the new additions for Cincinnati this year, as they of course brought T.O. in to line up on the other side of Chad Ochocinco. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. Plus, you've got Tom Brady and Randy Moss. And on the Patriots side, and of course, there's been a lot of talk about how Randy Moss is getting a little bit uncomfortable and with his current contract situation. Now, Tom Brady and Randy Moss were both in contract years this year. Randy Moss is still in a contract year this year. Tom Brady has agreed to terms with the Patriots on a new contract, which is actually going to make things interesting for the Colts, and we will talk about that when we get to the Colts game against the Texans. It was a 4-year contract extension that the Patriots and Brady agreed upon, and it does make Tom Brady the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, or in NFL history, and the highest paid player, I believe. Even it's worth $72 million. $48.5 million is guaranteed. It goes until 2014. Now, the interesting thing is that puts Tom Brady at age 37 when that contract expires. Tom Brady has said before that he does want to play this game until he is 40. This is going to be an interesting game. I think the Patriots dynasty has come to a close. I think the Patriot dominance has come to a close. I think that the AFC East has become way more competitive this year than what it's been in years past. You've got the Jets, who are definitely going to be in talks, and the Miami Dolphins. Buffalo Bills still with some work, and the Miami Dolphins going to be okay. The New York Jets, I think, are going to give New England their biggest fit. The biggest problem, and that is what I believe. The Bengals have won 9 consecutive games when Cedric Benson runs for 100 yards or more. But here's another interesting stat that I just found. the New England Patriots, of course, Gillette Stadium opened 6 years ago for the New England Patriots. In week 1 game, I'm sorry, it didn't open 6 years ago, but in week 1 games at Gillette Stadium, the Patriots are 6-0. So they performed pretty well at Gillette Stadium this time of year. But like I said, I think that the Patriots have kind of fallen off their dominating pedestal. And I do have the Cincinnati Bengals winning this game. And like I said, I think the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens are the two teams in the AFC North. I really do believe that they are the two teams that are going to play a role in deciding a division champion. You look at the injuries for both sides. Brandon Gee, the corner, is doubtful with a head injury. Andre Caldwell, the wide receiver, is questionable with a groin. Brian Leonard, the running back, is questionable with a foot. Geno Atkins, the defensive tackle, probably will be available even though he's battling a knee problem. For the Patriots, wide receiver Matt Slater is probable with a hamstring injury. Randy Moss is his status is unknown. He does have a little bit of an illness going on. The Patriots have a tackle who's out with a back injury, and also corner Terrence Wheatley is out with a foot. Carson Palmer, I think, is going to have a pretty big year, and this game is going to definitely be good, and definitely whoever does win this contest is I believe in for definitely a big year. Who do I believe is going to win this contest? I honestly believe that the Cincinnati Bengals do knock off the New England Patriots. It almost seems like, and when I've heard several people say this, that Tom Brady is almost distracted. Tom Brady isn't Tom Brady. And he hasn't really been the explosive Tom Brady we used to since he went down with a knee injury in 2008. And missed a good, 15 games of the season. And Wes Welker, too, is another big factor, of course. He's a big target and a great story, nonetheless, but a great target for Tom Brady. If you remember in Week 17, or I believe it was Week 17, when he went down with the torn ACL last year, Wes Welker says he does not feel like he used to, and that's another big thing, too. Randy Moss is really discontent, which is no surprise. Randy Moss spends a lot of time being discontent with his deals and with everything else. He had the same problem in Minnesota, had the problem in Oakland, now the problem in New England. And Randy Moss, if he wants his big deal, he's got to step it up this year. He has to show, and I think he will. Randy Moss has been known to tank in the past when he's not. He's been known to quote unquote take games off. Not play his hardest, not play to his potential. But you look at it and you think, well, he might tank because of the fact that he's not getting what he wants. But he's not what he used to be. He's getting up there in age, and his playing ability is going to definitely start declining. And so this is a tryout year for him. There's still 31 other teams that he is trying to impress in case he's not back with the New England Patriots in 2011. And so I think that he will go to his full potential. But like I said, in the end, I believe that that Cincinnati wins this football game. So just a quick recap of my picks are so far throughout the first 3 games. We have the Browns, the Dolphins, which of course is my lock pick, and I'm picking the Bengals to beat the Patriots tomorrow as well. I am actually going to stop it here at this part, I think. Just because we went a little bit over than what I was expecting. Now we're over 10.5 minutes already. So I'm going to try to squeeze 3 games into the next video. So that'll be pretty tight, but we'll try to do it. And we will be right back to take a look at the Indianapolis Colts Houston Texans AFC South matchup.